Welcome back. In this part, we are here with Melanie and Navia. They have just moved in together, and Melanie is kind of figuring out that maybe she doesn't know Navia as well as she thinks she does. So basically, they just kind of jumped into this relationship really fast, and Melanie really wants to just be with someone. She's in love with being in love. And so the more she gets to know Navia, though, the more she's like, what the heck is going on. So at the end of the last part, we found out that Navia was erratic. Also, we know she's a vampire. And, um, she doesn't really like that Melanie was friends with Octavia because, they had a little romance going on. But now Melanie has found out that Navia actually has quite the family, as you can see here. So, I mean, she's a vampire. So her being like a great grandmother is not super surprising, but Melanie is just kind of fed up with all of the new information. This is not what she thought she was getting herself into, and she's really frustrated, and she doesn't even know if her and Navia are compatible anymore. She didn't even take the time to get to know, and she's realizing that maybe she, jumped into this too quickly. So she goes out to a nightclub, and, she just wants to blow off some steam. She's kind of realizing that she's treated her relationship like checking off a box, and that is tough for her. She felt like she just had to be in a relationship and she did it, and now she's kind of like, maybe this isn't the way I wanted it. So actually, you can see that vampire ghost there is actually Lexi Landgrab from from the last generation. That's Octavia's stepmom, and that is kind of scary. Lexi was not a great stepmom, and so her being around is a surprise. But anyway, Melanie calls Octavia to the nightclub and says, "Hey, like, you're still my friend. I'm not going to let Navia tell me who to be friends with." And she invites Octavia here to hang out and dance. And, they're so happy to see each other and they just, catch up a little bit. And Melanie is kind of confessing what's been going on to Octavia. And honestly, Octavia is kind of happy to hear that they're not really getting along because she, has a crush on Melanie, but she wasn't really willing to commit. And that was kind of the sticking point for them. But they just decided that they were going to have a good, friendly night out and just have fun and dance and all this stuff. So they are going to do that. They are out dancing, and there, of course, is Kelsey. Kelsey shows up everywhere, I'm telling you. Um, but yeah, so they're just kind of hanging out and dancing. Kelsey's dancing in the background, and Octavia is tired and trying to fix that, but it's actually kind of hard to pin Octavia down in this one. She keeps running away. But yeah, so she kind of, is getting a little flirty. They've been having fun, they've been dancing, and her and Octavia are already pretty romantic, and she's mad at Navia, and she doesn't think the relationship's right for her. So she's like kind of, romancing Octavia a bit, and Octavia is super into it, but um, it was hard for Melanie to um to decide between Navia and Octavia, but she feels like Octavia isn't willing to commit, so that's why she chose Navia. But now she's kind of regretting that because she really does like Octavia. And Octavia again tried to leave, so we had to call her back. And this whole bathroom is busted. There's like some kind of secret nightclub area in the basement here. And this guy tries to talk to Melanie, and she's like, "Sorry, I'm a lesbian." And he's got a little broken heart emoji over his head. But anyway, her and Octavia actually have their first woohoo here in the closet. And so that is definitely cheating. Not good, Melanie. But you know, she she's kind of sussing out whether or not she thinks Octavia will end up committing to her, and that's what she wants. But she's also thinking that she doesn't know if she's willing to be unhappy to be in a relationship. Like, is she willing to really bend so much or will it break? So she's just having fun with Octavia and trying not to think about it and just kind of thinking about what she thinks she might want, what she could have, that kind of stuff. So they are having plenty of fun here at the nightclub. And of course, she wants to keep cleaning out the bathroom because she's a neat freak. But yeah, so they order some drinks, and there are more ghosts. So Melanie wants to, continue to have a good time. I think Octavia left again at this point. But look, Kelsey and her dead first boyfriend guy, Octavia's mother and father, are both there. And then we actually know like all of the ghosts here. They're all from that original club. There's Alejandro and Lexi and Blake. Just everyone from the last generation seems to be as a ghost here at this club. So that is really interesting. And yeah, so Melanie is going to head home. She's a little tipsy. She's had a really, fun night. She woohooed with Octavia, and now she is heading home to Navia. And of course, Panda, our favorite good girl Panda. So anyway, she comes home and she's thinking that she's really not sure that Octavia is going to go for her. So she kind of tries to patch things up with Navia, and they both go up the ladder like weirdos like that. But anyway, they're she's trying to patch things up almost, but then Octavia shows up at the door. And so she's like, "Wait a second, is Octavia serious? Like is this really a thing that could happen? Like, and Navia sees Octavia and she already doesn't like her because she knows about their history. And so she kind of picks a fight with Octavia and is arguing with her and insulting her and like, what are you doing here? Like, I told Melanie not to see you anymore because, I know there's something going on between you. And, they're just both arguing and Melanie is not enjoying the fight. And then they actually get into a fist fight. And Melanie is like, what the heck? She's like, Navia, seriously, you started a fist fight? Like, cool your jets. So she kind of reprimands Navia for fighting with Octavia. And Navia's like, well, do you like her more than me? Is that what's going on here? Like, you should be on my side. And Melanie's just like, no, like, this isn't what I want. I don't want to argue. I don't want to, this isn't working. And so Navia actually is like, okay, 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 I'm sorry. And she apologizes in bed. I love that interaction. Um, so, anyway, she apologizes and, kind of, says, like, I'm sorry, like, let me show you how apologetic I am. And so they woohoo again. And then they both actually join jobs because neither of them work right now. And, you know, um, Octavia is the one with all the money, but neither of these girls are working right now. So they both get jobs. We get Melanie a retail job and Navia a business job. So there's that. But neither of them are working for a while. So anyway, Navia is going to take Panda out for a walk, and Melanie is going to invite Octavia over. And of course, it seems like every time I want Sim to come over, they never want to, so I have to summon them. But we invite Octavia over, and she kind of says like, and anyway, they woohoo. They woohoo, and Melanie is just like, you know what? Maybe Octavia and I do have a future together. And she kind of asks Octavia, like, are you willing to at least try? And Octavia says that yes, she is willing to try. She's willing to do her best, and if it works out between them, then that's what they can do. So Melanie actually, um, argues with Navia because she comes back and Octavia's there in her underwear, and so they break up. Navia and Melanie break up, and Melanie is kind of like, I don't think we're compatible. I don't think this is working. And Navia's like, yeah, no, crap, it's not working because you're cheating on me and you're not even trying. And Melanie's just like, you know what, this just isn't working. And of course, I'm checking to make sure, risky woohoo is only on 5%, but you never know. So basically, they break up and they're really mad at each other. And Melanie feels bad. She knows that she did a bad thing. She knows she should have just broken up with Navia if she was going to be with Octavia. But she's going after what she wants now, and she has broken up with Navia, and she's now going to ask Octavia if she can come back. And Octavia's like, "Of course you can come back. Your room is exactly the way you left it." And Navia kind of says, "Well, I want something out of this breakup, so I want one of the puppies." And that's really hard for Melanie and Octavia because they love their dogs. But Navia also spent a lot of time with Panda, and she likes the dogs too. So we give her one of the puppies and then head back home. And Melanie and Octavia are both pretty happy that they're, living together again and they're back here. But they're also a little awkward. Like they're not really quite sure where they stand. And Octavia already has like trust issues, and so it's already hard for her. And then Melanie did leave. So she's not really ready just yet to commit to dating, but she's ready to at least commit to trying to see if they could work romantically. So that is where we are at when we start the day at the vet clinic. And we have 3 employees, and we are going to, work on training all of them. So that is where we are here. And we are going to start working on our patients for the day. I wanted to also send Nick for training, but he grabbed a patient and went on his way, so that's fine. But Octavia is going to get a patient, and we are also going to try and be friendly to the people and also to the animals in order to get our star rating up. So there's that, and I really can't tell how it's going, but we're doing our best. So we are working on all of the animals and taking care of them and doing the vet thing and trying to be nice to the animals and, get good ratings here. And we are going to skip ahead to the end of the day. We did improve our star rating. Look at that. We are now at 2 and change stars. So I'm really excited about that. That was a good way to improve our star rating quickly. So we are happy about that. And also, the most annoying thing about living on a retail lot is that I can't use the mailbox to make the household happy. Anyway, Octavia is inviting Melanie out to a little bar in Brindleton Bay near the dock. And, just as a kind of homecoming party type deal. So here we are at the Salty Paws Saloon. And I'm just changing her into her everyday wear, but they are going to go grab a drink at the bar and just really enjoy each other's company and kind of figure out what's going on between them. So I guess you could call this their first date in a way. I probably should have made it a date. I didn't think of that. And the dogs came, as they always do. But yeah, so they are just kind of enjoying each other's company, having their drinks, getting a little flirty, and really just having a good time. So they go out to the dock over here. I'm not really sure what this is called. Um, it's not a pier. I don't know. Anyway, so they are going to go here and look out over the water and just, really kind of think about what they are. And Melanie says, Octavia, I really want you to be my girlfriend. And Octavia says, okay, that we'll do this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to try it. And Octavia is actually feeling pretty optimistic about it because she really feels a deep connection with Melanie and they both love animals and they're just kind of, really compatible and connected to each other. So Octavia isn't quite over all of her fears, but she is Um, she is working on it and she wants to work on it and she really does have feelings for Melanie. So she is not going to let her fears stop her. And we've come back to the clinic because actually our girl Panda doesn't feel good. She doesn't feel well. So we're going to give her a little exam and see, what we can do for her. She just needs a little shot, but I was worried about her. She's just a baby. And also, our boy, Monty, is an elder dog. And I'm just like, can't believe it because time has totally flied. And he's just a baby, really. The old dogs are still babies, they're still puppies. So, um, I am really bumming about how old he is. And, we'll be losing him in, 5 or 6 sim days. So that is really depressing. But that's the cycle of life. I'm probably more bummed out about the dogs passing away than the Sims, and we haven't even gotten to the part where the dog passes away. So, anyway, Octavia's brother has invited her over. So here she is, and I'm just checking out the family tree because I'm like, who's this kid? It is actually the child of Kelsey and her husband, who has now passed away. Not Octavia's father, another guy, Caden. And so she's come here. Octavia has to see her brothers and her mother. Neither of these boys are Kelsey's children, but she is taking care of them because both of their parents have passed away. So, anyway, after a nice family visit to an empty house because the furniture doesn't spawn, I actually wonder how you can get furniture to spawn. I'll have to look into that. But I think it can only happen with the um, EA houses or something. So, anyway, we're back here. Jasper still likes to hang out in the bathroom for some reason, but at least he's not drinking the toilet water. And we are going to clean up our dogs who have gotten very dirty. And then yes, we're going to wash 2 dogs. And it's actually quite a hardship because everybody keeps getting in the way of the bathtub. But we're actually going to carry Jasper upstairs. How cute is that? Actually, my Shih Tzu can't go up the stairs either. He has trouble. It's just a big staircase and he's a little dog. So I get it, Octavia. You got to carry them. That's the problem with living on the second floor. So we are just checking out the dogs and it's a little weird, but Octavia's dead father calls her. And they put the picture of her and Melanie up on the wall and frame it and then move Melanie's picture of them from way back when over into the room and then assign Melanie the other spot in the bed. So it's really exciting actually because now they are sharing a room and they're just really making a go at their relationship. So then we start a vet day and we promote all of our employees because they've all got to training and they've all worked very hard, so they deserve it. And even our trash can guy has indeed taken on some clients, so we are proud of him. Honestly, I don't know so many of the employees' names. It's like I have enough names to remember for the legacy challenge. I don't need to remember the employees' names. I barely remember the dogs' names. So, and they're in my household. So, yeah, we are going to now start on another patient. And, the dogs don't really feel good. So that's too bad. But you will never believe what is about to happen. What is going to happen very shortly when I skip to it, because usually I'd skip the vet day, but something exciting happens during this vet day. Octavia is working on a patient when one of our employees starts to feel some pain or something in her chest. She starts to feel her old age getting to her. And then all of a sudden, she dies. She passes away of old age right in the middle of the vet clinic. in the middle of her shift when we're working on a dog, and it's rough. And everybody is crying, and the dogs are barking, and what is going on? The Grim Reaper is here at the vet clinic, and will this affect wait times? So, our poor employee, we worked so hard to cultivate her, and now she has passed on, and it's a real bummer. So we end the day because obviously, and we need to get a new employee, which is a huge bummer because now we do not have that many well-trained employees. She was the second most trained employee. So that is a bummer, and Octavia is very sad about it. And Melanie is not really as sad because she didn't even really know her. But our boy Monty doesn't feel good, and he's an old dog. So we need to check up on him. So Octavia doesn't have time to feel sad. She needs to check on her dog who has changed color and has a glowing nose like Rudolph. So she, quickly talks to her brother on the phone and then heads over to take care of the dog and just gives him a quick exam, and then he'll be in tip-top shape. But that is where we are going to wrap up this episode. I can't keep any vampires alive, and also I kill my employees. So, you know, that's just how it goes. So, that is where we are going to wrap it up. Octavia and Melanie are now dating, and they are hoping to kind of really start this life together. So, that is that on that. So, I will catch you guys in the next one.